Hello everyone, first of all I have to apologize for not having finished the video with the analysis of 1 year ownership of the Rolex Explorer yet. I've had quite a few unexpected tasks these last weeks and it's been impossible for me to work on it, but I will do it as soon as possible. But now I want to give my first impressions of the new Tudor Ranger. The reference is 79950. The fact that I already know the reference by heart is usually an indication that the watch really interests me. I don't want to go too long, and if you're watching this video you already know what happened. Almost surprisingly, last week we learned that Tudor was launching a new watch to commemorate an important expedition. Among the candidate models to reappear, there was the new version of the Ranger. Something long awaited, but it somehow seemed that it would never happen. Personally, this was the watch that I expected Tudor to release in 2021. And that was the watch that I wanted to buy because I couldn't afford a Rolex Explorer. But in that year it was Rolex that released the Explorer in 36mm and I finally got to buy it. Despite that, I love the Ranger. I even liked the earlier 41mm one. But most of all, I was really fascinated by the 1965 model and couldn't stop thinking and wishing that this watch would come back to life. I wish at the very least that they would bring it back in a smaller size than 40mm, preferably 38 or even 37, although I didn't really expect that to be in 37mm. I thought more about the 38mm size. But well, so Tudor did it. I was so excited, in fact, that I rushed to the ID to see the test sample the very next day. This watch is 39mm, but close enough to 38 in my mind, and under 40, it seemed like an interesting thing to check. I went to the ID, I tried it on, and even signed up to buy it. However, later when I was back home, I had some doubts and I notified the AD to leave the future purchase on standby, for the time being at least. See, I have several doubts about the watch. I also think it's not fair to compare it with the Explorer. It's a different creature from my first impressions. The first thing that happens to me is that I have become too accustomed maybe to smaller watches. And although this one has a diameter of 39mm and a look length of 47, if I'm not mistaken, it has quite a presence and I am not honestly used to it, especially with that kind of flat dial. Another issue that concerns me is the mate dial. It has a lot of negative space and the Fox patina, I'm not sure if it convinces me. Of course, the visibility is excellent from all distances. And I need that more and more with my aging eyes. I would like to be able to test the watch in more light situations because the lighting at the ID is not the best to get an idea of how the watch really looks. I keep thinking that if it was 37 or 36mm and with that magnificent bracelet with the T-fit, although I also would buy the NATO strap, I would not hesitate a moment for it. I also suppose that the size would not be something terrible either. After all, I have the 38.5mm Trusca and the 39mm Christopher Ward GMT, and they do work for me. Well, maybe that's it. I have several watches of the type field exploration ones, and maybe I want something else. Actually, I have always thought about the Black Bay 58. And maybe I could try the Black Bay Pro 2. In addition, the new Laurier Neptune 4 version 4 is very close to going for sale, as well as the Trusca Samitier 36mm if they finally do it. I think that I want to convince myself that I want and I need the Ranger as a daily watch that is more comfortable for me to take to the mountains instead of the Explorer. I really would hate to damage the Explorer being so expensive. There are many things to think about this for sure. That is why I prefer to think and not to rush too much. My funds are not enough to have everything I would like to have, and there are priorities in life. But I really would like to know, what do you think of this watch? What do you think I should do? Have you tried it on or even bought it? I'm really interested in your opinion. I also want to say a thank you to Timecop at WatchCrunch for sharing his experiences and images of the Ranger. Thanks, buddy. You have a great watch and an amazing collection there. Thanks a lot. And well, nothing more for now. I did not want to extend me too much. I hope to be able to post the Explorer review soon, and stay tuned. Thank you very much for your attention and comments, and see you soon.